Trinadapi sinichena taradiva sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari Hare Nama Hare Nama eva kevalam Kalo nastyeva gatiranyata. Shriman Kamlesh Patel has requested that I speak on this first chapter of the 7th canto from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. It is broken out into 3 parts, and we will do it exactly as Maharaj Parikshit heard it. And the idea is to have rapt attention. So there are several signs that say, turn off cell phones so that you have no disturbance. Let us hear part 1. The chapter is entitled, The Supreme Lord is Equal to Everyone, which is something which is also stated in the 9th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita by Sri Bhagavan Krishna himself. King Parikshit inquired, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, being everyone's well-wisher, is equal and extremely dear to everyone. How then did he become partial like a common man for the sake of Indra and thus kill Indra's enemies? How can a person equal to everyone be partial to some and inimical towards others? Lord Vishnu is the reservoir of all pleasure. What benefit could he derive from siding with the demigods? What interest would he fulfill in this way? Since the Lord is transcendental, why should he fear the asuras? And how could he be envious of them? Whether Narayan, everybody say, Narayan, is partial or impartial has become a subject of great doubt. Kindly dispel my doubt with positive evidence that Narayan is always neutral and equal to everyone. The great sage Shukadeva Goswami said, you have put before me an excellent question. Discourses concerning the activities of the Lord, in which the glories of his devotees are also found, are extremely pleasing to devotees. Such wonderful topics always counteract the miseries of the materialistic way of life. Therefore, great sages like Narada always speak on Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, because it gives them with the facility to hear and chant about the wonderful activities of the Lord. Let me offer respectful obeisances unto Srila Vyasadeva, and then begin describing topics concerning the activities of Lord Hari. Everybody say, Lord Hari. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is always transcendental to material qualities, and therefore he is called Nirguna. Everybody say that word. Nirguna. Or without material qualities. Because he is unborn, he does not have a material body to be subjected to attachment and hatred. Although the Lord is always above material existence, through his spiritual potency, he appeared and acted like an ordinary human being, accepting duties and obligations apparently like a conditioned soul. The material qualities, goodness, passion, ignorance, only belong to the material world and cannot even touch Lord Vishnu. These 3 gunas cannot act on him by increasing or decreasing simultaneously. However, when the quality of goodness is prominent, the sages and demigods flourish with the help of that quality, in which they are infused and surcharged. Similarly, when the mode of passion is prominent, the demons flourish. And when ignorance is prominent, the yakshas and rakshasas flourish. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is present in everyone's heart. And he is the one that causes the reactions of goodness, passion, and ignorance. The all-pervading Lord exists within the heart of every living being, and an expert thinker can perceive how he is present there to a large or small extent, just as one can understand the supply of fire in wood, the water in a water pot, or the sky within a pot. One can thus understand whether a living entity is a demon or a demigod by understanding that living entity's performances. A thoughtful man can understand how much a person is favored by the Supreme Lord by seeing his or her actions. When the Supreme Lord creates different types of bodies, offering a particular body to each living entity according to its character and previous fruitive actions, the Lord revives all the qualities of material nature: goodness, passion, and ignorance. Then, as the supersoul, he enters each body and influences the qualities of creation, maintenance, and annihilation, using goodness for maintenance, passion for creation, and ignorance for annihilation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, the controller of the material and spiritual energies, who is certainly the creator of the entire cosmos, creates the time factor to allow the material energy and the living entity to act within the limits of time. Thus, God is never under the time factor, nor is he under the material energy. The time factor enhances the mode of goodness. Thus, although Krishna is the controller, he favors the demigods who are mostly situated in the mode of goodness. But then the demons, who are influenced by ignorance, are annihilated. The Supreme Lord induces the time factor to act in different ways, but the Lord himself is never partial. Rather, his activities are glorious, and therefore he is called Urushrava. Everybody say that name? Urushrava. Thus ends part 1 of 3 parts. Everybody chant the Mahamantra, please.